In 1973, the men voted to join the United Mine Workers Union. The company refused to sign the contract, and so began the Battle of Harlan County, USA.
Well, I was very young when I made this film, and when you're young, you think you're gonna live forever. And I felt protected by, you know, the coal miners and their wives and the organizers, although I didn't know that there was a price on my head to shoot me, and they didn't tell me that until after it was over because they didn't want me to leave. But I felt that I was right there with them and that they would take care of me. But my parents didn't feel that way. I called my mother and father the day I was machine gunned and told them what happened. And my mother said, "I forbid you to be there another minute, you come right home." And I said, "I'm only kidding, Mom." And she said, "Well, don't ever tease us like that."
That UMWA contract is signed at Brookside.
We have made them dozens and dozens of proposals.
All of our life, we've been kicked around, we've been put in jail, we've been shot.
I watched it after many years, but what I really wanted to see is how the people around me were reacting, whether they were laughing or smiling at certain things or being, you know, a little nervous, thinking someone might get shot or something might happen. And that was really what I was looking at. And also, I really loved listening to the music again because so many of my friends, David Morris is not here anymore. He passed away, and Hazel Dickens passed away. And I remember calling David Morris from the coal fields and saying, you know, I need just a little piece for underpinning to put into it. So those were the things I was thinking about.
They're violent, so by God, you fight fire with fire.
We could hold them, but we can't hold them with all them guns they got.
Coal miners are geographically isolated, and so they use music as a way to tell their stories. And so that's why I use this music. I remember going to Hazel Dickens, who didn't know me at all, and she was at the Smithsonian and performing. And after it was over, I just went, "Hi, I'm Barbara Kopple, and I've used a lot of your music in my film. Would you come see it?" And she looked at me shocked, and she came. I brought her to New York and brought her to the editing room, and she loved it so much she wrote the last song, "They'll Never Keep Us Down." So
the tunnels here is just like a mine.
Yeah.
Only ours is about 42 inches high.
Well, whenever I do a film, I always think, maybe this is the last one I'll ever get to do. So I want to make it as good as I possibly can. And embedding with people is always wonderful because you really get to know them. You get to know their families, you get to know how they live, you get to know the things that they care about and the things that they do. I think cinema verite is wonderful because you're able to watch what people do. You're not just doing long interviews with them, you know, and you do talk to them and get information, but you're able to really see who they are as people and see what they do and how they react in, you know, difficult times. And I love that, who they are with their families. I think that in the films that I make, what means a lot to me is just telling a story and connecting with people. And that's sort of the stream. It's not as if, okay, I'm going to go make a political film, or I'm going to go make a union film, or I'm going to make a film about a soul singer. It's more about who they are as people, and then they lead me to the things that they struggle with and the things that are important to them. I feel that if it's strong, it's because it comes from the people themselves. And what I want people to do is to bloom and to really be themselves.
So I'm here on Pennsylvania Avenue. It's January 6th, and we're seeing some of the folks who've come here to instigate real chaos in the Capitol.
Gumbo Coalition. It was just finished in November, and I really like it. It's about two civil rights leaders, one black and one Latina. It's about their friendship, and it's about how they realize that they have to come together to really make things work. And one of them speaks and struggles about immigration, another about prisoners' rights, and both of them on people voting. It's intimate with their families. You get to know who they are, each one, and why they are the way they are. And there's other characters in the film as well. A woman named Rose Escobar who loses her husband for 2 years, and Janet tries to help her to get her back and succeeds, and Mark with prisoners' rights, and he gets them to be able to have the right to vote.